So it's already 3:30. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, good
Hello,
afternoon.
Samir bhai.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, Deval.
Hey, good afternoon.
Lisa, madam. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Very good
Sir,
afternoon.
it's already 3 p.m. So with your permission, can we start the session?
Please, yes, absolutely. I'm sorry about the delay. I was trying to connect, but had some internet issue connections. But welcome, everybody. Hi, Devina, Kamini, Funny, Nitu. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Hello.
Yes, sir. So with your permission, we'll start the session. Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you for joining us today for this panel discussion on empowering women for sustainable tomorrow, organized as a part of World International Women Day. And without taking much of your time, let me introduce our Mr. Samir Sinha, chairman for IGBC Ahmedabad chapter. He doesn't require any introduction, but just wanted to brief something about him. Mr. Sinha holds an engineering degree from LD College of Engineering and has completed his MS in civil engineering from Purdue University, USA. He worked on several multi-million-dollar infrastructure projects in Chicago before establishing Savvy Infrastructure along with his two colleagues and classmates in 1996. He is also chairman of IGBC Ahmedabad chapter and member of National Executive Committee of IGBC. He is driving the green building movement in the city with a great passion. Sir, over to you. Request you to kindly deliver your welcome, sir.
Thank you, Imanshu. First of all, it's a pleasure and an honor to be with this amazing panel today. It's rare to be in such august company of some of the most admirable women of our city. So I'm really delighted and really privileged to be with all of you. Let me take this opportunity to welcome each one of you individually. Neetu Jain, our green champion from Baroda, our co-chair of IGBC Baroda chapter, who runs an amazing company and does some amazing work. Welcome. Deval Saparkar doesn't need an introduction. She is the city coordinator for Kadai Women's Wing in Ahmedabad and founder of Ashiana Infrastructure. And another true green champion that I know, one of the leading developers, one of the few women developers of Ahmedabad, and another green champion. Lisa Shah, another woman that needs no introduction at all. She is the founder and trustee of Apple Global School, and she is one of the first platinum green certified schools in the country. So round of applause for that. And I think that is the real reason why we focus on schools, because that is where we will create our green champions of the future and the leaders of tomorrow. So thank you, Lisa. Ms. Devina Vyas, Women Chair of ISHRE, one of the leading organizations that truly promotes green energy and sustainable energy in this country. And she's also a senior research associate at TLC CEPT. So welcome, Devna. Ms. Kamini Patel, member of IWN and Chief People and Culture Officer of Samrat Diamond Group. Welcome to this conference. And today's coordinator, Ms. Funny Trivedi, who's one of our dynamic members of the Indian Green Building Council Ahmedabad chapter and founder of Western Gauge, which does some amazing work in the sustainable domain, specifically in the waste management domain. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us and sparing the time for being with us today. On behalf of IGBC, on behalf of IWN Gujarat, on behalf of Kredai Women's Wing and ISHRE Women's Wing, and of course, Jito, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to this very important discussion, which is empowering women for sustainable tomorrow. I actually feel that the title is a little misplaced because we do not need to empower women. Women need to empower the movement. And that is the way I believe this whole entire movement will work. If you look at any major revolution that has happened in the world, women have been not behind, but sharing equal platform with men. Actually, the most amazing revolution in history of mankind has been the women's empowering revolution, which has happened without a single war, which has happened without any violence, which has happened without any has been done truly by the power of silent protest and silent revolution. And that is what we need today. So with that, this special occasion that the International Women's Day today, where women across the globe come together to celebrate this day. I honestly believe every day is Women's Day, but we must have a token day to celebrate that, because I don't think we could function if we did not have a strong, dedicated, devoted, passionate woman, whether it is the household, whether it is the politics, whether it is work, whether it is business, corporate, anything. I think women form a central fulcrum, and we all, at home at least, our entire world revolves around the woman. So whether the mother or the wife or the housekeeper, and they are equally important in the households. To mark the occasion, IGBC and IWN Gujarat, in association with the Women's Wing of Kredai and Ishre and Jito, are organizing this panel discussion on empowering women for sustainable tomorrow. And each of these panelists today that we have with us have a very interesting sustainable story. And we would like to find out what has been their motivation to get involved with sustainability. We understand the importance of sustainability, but each of them have a very interesting tale to tell. And so Funny will be our coordinator for today. She is the founder of Westgate, like I said, and a registered startup of Startup India. She is a CII certified expert in climate change and environmental sustainability, and one of the few women accredited professionals of the Indian Green Building Council. She was selected as the top 25 women transforming India, organized by Niti Aayog, Government of India, and United Nations in India. So with that, let me request Funny to take this movement forward and invite our speakers to make their address. Thank you so much, all of you, for being with us.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sinha. That was a wonderful introduction to our panel discussion today. I welcome all of you who have joined us on WebEx and on our YouTube channel of the Indian Green Building Council to this panel discussion on empowering women for a sustainable tomorrow. I think the International Women's Day has become important more so because it creates conditions favorable to women for their full and equal participation in social development. Today, despite women's significant contribution to economic and social development, their efforts are undermined due to cultural norms and systemic barriers. And this limits their full participation in leadership and key decision-making processes. But this year's theme is a good integration of United Nations goal number 5, which is achieving gender equality and women empowerment, with goal number 13, which is climate action. So to contemplate the theme, break the bias further, I have 5 panelists with me. And as Mr. Sinha has already introduced them to you, I'm going to jump to my first question to all the panelists, where for about 4 to 5 minutes, I'd like all of you to talk about your journey and the challenges that you have faced in coming to this current position in which you are. And we are going to start with Deval.
Thank you, Funny. That's a very friendly introduction because you are a friend. Thank you, Mr. Samir Sinha. That was very nice. What you said is so apt that do we really need to empower women? The more and more I interact and work in a traditionally so-called male-dominated sector like chemicals or real estate, I realize that women doesn't need to be empowered, but we need to create a culture where men accepts empowered women. That is very important thing, because women on its own is very motivated and can do wonders, but man at the same time has to accept that empowered women with its view and philosophy. This time Kredai has launched a women's wing, and I think that is a very major change, where real estate sector, which is traditionally a male dominated sector, has accepted women as I would say, giving them an equal platform to come and perform. If I have to look and share my own journey with you, I started my career about 20 years back in my family business, which is also a male dominated sector, chemicals. And I worked there for 16 years. During that tenure, if someone, because we have to center around our discussion to women empowerment, if someone asked me one defining moment in that journey, I would say it was when we were making a project, when we were commissioning a project of around 800 crores in 2008. World Bank came forward with a finance option, and one of their condition was that will you employ women in the chemical sector on the manufacturing side. And that made us thinking that how we can integrate women, because typically chemical plants are located about an hour drive from the city, and taking out 2 hours every day for a woman just to transport and communicate is a huge challenge. So we said, let's discuss this problem in a different angle. Let's have young women from college for the internship and see if they accept this, because they are young, they are moldable, and they will like that change and challenge both. So we had approached engineering college, female engineering college, and they said we will do that if you allow a conducive environment. So we had to create a separate shower area, we had to create a separate bathroom, and all these smaller changes at the site level to accept them. Now, at 15 years down the line, I am very proud to say that Make Money, where I was working earlier, my family company, the 60 megawatt power plant is completely run by a woman. So that's a major change. Thereafter, in 2013, I started my own company called Ashiana Infrastructures, which is a real estate company. And that made me probably the only lady developer from Ahmedabad. I would not say that I faced much challenge, because I guess sometimes when talent overpowers or opportunities overpower, gender doesn't have much significance. And I've done in 5 years, I've done about 5 projects. All are well received, and I have never faced any gender discrimination. I had a chance to work closely with IGBC because we were coming out with a commercial project before 3 years. Unfortunately, it did not take off due to COVID situation. But I was very motivated and very passionate about the green building movement, which is very passionately led by Mr. Samir Sinha and his team. Earlier, my intention, to be very honest, was that there is a financial benefit. You know, you get some incentive from the government. So I said, let's explore. But more and more you explore, as a aware citizen of India, you believe, and you should believe, that green building should be the way forward. So that's my small journey and my humble submission to all of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Deval. I guess Neetu, next.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It has been very nice introduction by Sameer sir, and बहुत सारी वो हमारी ही मुंह की बात उन्होंने बोली कि females वैसे empowered होती हैं, and जो देवल ने बोला, देवल, you are very true. जो जरूरत है ना वो उनकी जो empowered women है उनके acceptance की है. So that is really very true, and like अपनी जर्नी अगर मैं आप लोगों के साथ शेयर करूं तो मैं फार्मेसी बैकग्राउंड से हूं, and I never wanted to be a business woman, or I was not focused career oriented person. And like in my adolescence I used to imagine like how I will be totally family person. और वो मूवी देखते थे तो पर्दा खोलते थे गीले बालों में आप बिंदी लगा के ना, वैसा बिल्कुल ट्रेडिशनल होम वाइफ जैसा मेरा एक्चुअली विजन था. तो बिजनेस जो है वो स्टार्ट हुआ एज अ कोइंसिडेंस बोल सकते हैं, या डेस्टिनी बोल सकते हैं. In 2005 or 6 something, like we exactly were looking for some other resources of income, and then like my father was there, a technical person, and he said me, I have some product that if you stand on it, it keeps the surface cool and it gives waterproofing. From there exactly my journey started. When I started my journey, I was not knowing any builder or any architect. I was knowing only this, that like this is a product which an architect can prescribe and probably he'll understand the value. But the initial phase nobody was exactly accepting the energy conservation at that time. This is the time of 2008. Everybody was talking about waterproofing, and I never wanted to be into waterproofing segment, but somehow I got interacted with the IGBC. I attended their first session of New Venture India session conference in Mumbai. And from there exactly, I got influenced by green building sector, and I got a sense that like this is the area where like people will be requiring energy conservation. So I exactly got attached with IGBC, and till date from 2008 I have never missed a single conference of IGBC, and IGBC platform is the inspiration for me, and Dr. Jane has given a lot of inspiration, and slowly like I took this profession as a destiny, but now exactly it is my passion, and I'm here to promote sustainability. And it's not only business I'm looking forward now. I'm actually moving ahead, like how I can promote sustainability and bring in more like green crusaders, create green crusaders. Technically, yes, I faced a lot of challenge because I was not having much experience, neither of business or neither of doing any job. So everything I learned from like बोलते ना कि चढ़ने के लिए अपने घुटने और कोनी छिलवा के ऊपर चढ़ना पड़ता है. So that way I just had this journey, and today I feel proud when I look back that though it was a painful journey, because at that time working in between like labor and contractors was not an easy job, and when you don't know that area properly, so it has been tough for me. But now exactly I feel proud in the way like I am authorized educator for CRRC, Cool Roof Rating Council. In 2011, I happened to visit USA, and there exactly Department of USA was taking a lot of initiation for like combating this UHI impacts, and like they were promoting Cool Roof. And from there exactly I associated with them, and from there I got the vision that it's not only Cool Roof that I have to promote. I have to keep a vision wherein like I have to work towards cooling the cities. So that's why like my vision statement is like creating cool green cities. And since then, like I'm just trying how I can work with the city and societies, and so that like we can work towards reducing the impact of UHI. So I always say that we are making tangible benefits and intangible benefits and global benefits also, that like business is surrounding with all these three things. So globally, we want to make an impact and reduce the UHI impacts. Uh, Personally, tangible benefits like we want to save the electricity bills, and intangible benefits is we want to give thermal comfort, and we want to exactly take care of the health of the people, like who exactly are not able to afford AC and who are actually living under privileged conditions. So we are like trying to make a difference in their lives by promoting sustainable technologies. And so now today exactly I am charter president for Rotary Club of Baroda Greens, and that has given me a different aspect of life wherein like we can serve selflessly to human breed, and how we can make a difference in their life. So now exactly, and जो इसको negative बोल सकते हैं या positive, I don't know, but like I work more by dil se. Emotional quotient is more high. So be like I'm trying to how to balance it with the commercial quotient also. So that's the journey till now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Neetu. Next panelist is an educationist, and we've all seen and heard about the Apple Global School, and we have the founder with us, Ms. Lisa Shah. We want to hear from you, Lisa.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you to all IGBC team to selecting us as a panelist. Happy Women's Day to all. I just want to brief about women, wheel of family, ocean of knowledge, mirror of children, address of love, navigation of life. So we do not need magic to change the world. We carry all the magic within us. we need to rub like Aladdin का चिराग होता है वैसे बस घिसना है and then magic will show how we can do. कुछ ऐसा ही मेरे साथ हुआ था before 23 years in 1999 when my child was 3 years old. I think as Neetu ji told, मैंने कभी सोचा नहीं था कि I would be doing something in professional life or I will do something. मैं life के प्रवाह के साथ जा रही थी, शादी हुई, बच्चा हुआ, everything was going very well. आजकल की लड़कियों तो अभी से मतलब बहुत डिसाइडेड होता है, ड्रीम्स होते हैं, they do training for that. But at that time I think all were not like that. So बहुत happily life के प्रवाह के साथ जा रही थी and suddenly my child was 3 years old and I was not very happy with he was a little sensitive child at that time, so not very happy going to school. And also one fine day on dinner table I just spoke like इससे तो अच्छा मैं कर सकती हूँ, something like that. My husband took that word and just asked me, do you want to do something? And that is how my journey began. Within 2 months, we have established preschool named Apple, A for Apple. I can thank Samir Sinha for that. He was the person who has, supported us throughout the years and gave the name A for Apple to preschool. Samir Bhai, thank you very much for that. After that, slowly preschool से हमने Apple Global School पे आगे journey की. So we have started with 8 students and now we have 800 students. Now it's a CBSE K-12 school and now recently we have taken Cambridge certification as well. So now we are international school as well. 2017 we got IGBC, as Samir sir told, green certified, the first green platinum rated school. And believe me, all IGBC team is here. So I would like to thank you all for, giving that certification, made us feel like, every moment in our school, you see, everyone thinks in green ways only. कहीं पे भी दिवाली डेकोरेशन के टाइम पे और कहीं पे भी हल्का सा भी वो डेकोरेटर जरा सा भी कोई चीज ऐसा करेगा, immediately our team will say, no, students will say, we cannot use this thing, Our students sometimes identify if we are doing something which is not green. So we have reached to 800 families, 800 homes to do that kind of awareness, created that awareness. That is something I think amazing because of IGBC. I must say thank you. Ditto ladies wing mein this year I am a chairperson. So what I understood is कि women जितने भी opportunities आती है, जितने भी और women को chance देती है, इंस्पिरेशन जो है वो चेन की तरह आगे इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग बढ़ता जा रहा है. आई कैन सी द डिफरेंस इन लॉट ऑफ विमेन विद इन दिस शॉर्ट पीरियड ऑफ टाइम ऑफ माय चेयरमैनशिप. हल्का सा बस इनको अपॉर्चुनिटी देना है, इफ दे ग्रैब दैट अपॉर्चुनिटी थिंग्स गो चेंज. काफी विमेन हमने अभी जो भी रिसेंटली इवेंट्स कर रहे हैं उसमें हम लोग ट्राई करते हैं कि गिव चांस टू दोज विमेन हु हैव नेवर वर्कड और नेवर केम आउट ऑफ देयर कंफर्ट जोन. Within 3-4 sessions, they are like very, very confident, and now they can take a lead to make others very confident, and I think that is something we are achieving right now. As I think they were also told, like my journey has no struggles as such because जो field में हम काम कर रहे education field है, so always women and education goes very parallel. I am proud that we have more than 90% female staff in our school, and all conductors also we keep in bus lady caretakers. Now we have just proposed that now we need lady drivers as well. But otherwise, we are school from top management to bottom, maximum females are working. So that way we are proud of having this thing. I think other points we can discuss in further questions. Thank you very much.
Yes, surely, sir. So moving on to our next educationist from CEPT University and also the woman chair of ISHRE Ahmedabad chapter is Devna. Yes, Devna.
Thank you, Funny. I would like to thank Mr. Samir Sinha for very encouraging words that he said at the beginning. These are the things that keep us women keep pushing in whatever field we want to go ahead. Now talking about ISHRE Ahmedabad chapter, it was while it was started, it was majorly men members who were the part of the society. But in past few years, they have started the women group in the ISHRE chapter, and each chapter has a woman chair, which organizes various programs which are organized by programs organized by women, but it is open for all the members. This is just to bring women members in picture in the society activities. So this is a very active group of women's working towards uplifting each other and supporting each other in this society of ISHRE. Talking about my career path, it is not a straight line that I have followed in my career. I graduated as an architect and then studied building energy performance as my master's. I've also done research in the building energy performance, and currently I am in the Teaching and Learning Center at SET University. Now, this trajectory was not planned. It all occurred as we go through the life and the various stages that a woman goes through. The major challenge that I faced was when I took a break for my kid. You know, a lot of women these days continue to work while they have a kid, but I decided to take a break while I had the second kid. And it was a long time that I was away from my subject of architecture, and I was completely at home. But when I tried to enter back in the industry, I was, you know, quite like, because this industry is progressing at a very fast pace, and you need to keep touch with it to be, you know, to be in a part of that industry. So while I was at home, I started touching up with the subject, and I developed interest for the green building and the energy efficiency aspects of it. So the best way I found myself to re-enter in the career path was through education. So I enrolled in a master's course while my second kid was 9 months old. It was a challenging time, but the thing that made me complete it with a very good score was that SEPT had a creche which was just next door to my class. And so that made me very comfortable to, you know, focus on my studies and complete it with a good score. And later on, I pursued the career in the same path of building energy efficiency. Then I realized that there's a gap between the architecture and what the technical experts are doing in the field of energy efficiency. And that led me to try to bridge that gap. And I thought of continuing in my same alma mater to try to bridge that gap through understanding what the education system is right now, how it is developing, and how can I contribute to that. And so right now I'm working in the Teaching and Learning Center. But just to summarize, it's like you don't have to be, you don't have to follow the, you know, already a straight line to follow or achieve something in a career. You can at any stage, you can decide what you want to do in terms of career, as well as in terms of what you are handling the other responsibility at your home. So in my opinion, any woman who is working along with managing the house is an achiever. The level of challenges vary as per what kind of work you are doing and what is the support at your home that you have. But every woman is an achiever in that sense.
Completely agree. Yes, Devna. Our fifth and last panelist is Kamini Patel. When I read her intro, I thought she wears multiple hats. She is a change agent. She is on the POSCO committee of her company. She's also the founder of Samarth Diamonds and a member of the Indian Women Network at CII. Yes, Kamini.
Very good evening. A very happy Women's Day to all of you. A little correction, I am not the founder of Samarth Diamond. I am the wife of the founder of Samarth Diamond, right? Because that's very important. Thank you, Sameerji, for organizing this. And I'm already feeling so inspired by the talk and the introduction of all the women who were telling their journey. I would like to talk about my life as a journey, because there is where I faced a lot of challenges, and because of what I faced today, what I am. In a very short, I think 2-3 minutes, I'll complete that. Born and brought up in Delhi, took up interior designing from Pune University. I was very clear as a collegian. I was very clear about my goals, what I want in future. My second name was Sunflower, Laughter, a very happy-go-lucky lucky collegian. One small decision changes your life completely. Got married, and it took a U-turn. Difference of culture, the male-dominating family. All your dreams, your all goals, everything goes for a toss. 10 years were pathetic, I would say. Enough of enough, I stepped out of, because it was a day in, day out of mental, emotional, and physical torture. It was difficult to step out with leaving my 6-year-old daughter, but I had to take that step, and my father was the only one who supported me. At the age of 32, I was standing alone, blank in front of me, lost my identity completely, was zero at my confidence, didn't know what to do ahead. Joined an MNC at an entry level. I still remember my day one when I had to introduce myself. I was like, there were tears falling in my eyes. Like, all these time I was Mrs. Somebody, and that day I was like, who am I? I had difficulty in saying that I'm Kamini. That is what happened to me during those 10 years which I had spent there. That was a big challenge for me. Going ahead, an MNC corporate world, we all know how it is, a male dominating area. Touch wood, I got very good male mentors, wherein within a very short span, from an entry level, when I resigned, I was at 3B grade and had really jumped up, keeping all the things in place. But one challenge which I faced over there was being single woman is very difficult. This male dominating society, the way they look at you, it's like we are the only saviors, and like they have all those eyes. All women can understand that. After about 8 years of single life, I decided to again trust on someone and enter into a new relationship, where my current husband, Govind Patel, who's the founder, it's a family business, Samarth Diamond, and a very loving and a supporting family. So I started working with his office, set up it's a diamond manufacturing unit, which never have learning and training department. I actually set up a learning and training department. In a manufacturing unit, we have around 300 female employees who are working in the production area, which is something very different, in manufacturing, and that to diamond, we don't have females working. Right? So that was where my role came into picture. Did a lot of other changes in the company. We also have Samarth gold jewelry and a diamond boutique with the brand name of Finati. We are also into Samarth agriculture, which is where our today's topic is also joining. Samarth agriculture and our products with the brand name of Tat, which is naturally grown product and organic products which are available over there. Now, with all these things, I also realized that I want to give back something to the society, and there's something more which I wanted to do. So there is where our volunteer group of environment care group came up. During that COVID time, lot of webinars were organized for various green projects which we are doing. We are also associated with the individuals, communities, and school, where we are teaching home composting, so how they can convert at their own house, at an individual level, the waste segregation can be done. Yes, in the company we do a lot of things which would be covered during the question answer session, but at an individual level our group got connected with a lot of individuals and converting people or convincing people to convert their waste into compost, stop single-use plastic, because these are the small things which actually matters a lot for the environment, right? So, and things like that. And today I am in front of you all a very confident person, back to my original self, I would say. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kamini. Actually, it is so heartening to see you all lead your organizations. But, you know, getting into the panel discussion of empowering women for a sustainable tomorrow. So I think each one of us can definitely see a role for women to bring in or to usher in a sustainable tomorrow, and which is why we are all there on this panel today. So to kickstart, I'm going to start with this question where, you know, a lot of you who are on this leadership position know that, you know, you can inspire young women to go miles. So how do you see this change from here in the next 5 to 10 years? And this question is to Neetu, Deval, and Lisa. So Neetu first.
So funny, exactly. See, एक डिकेड था जब बहुत रेयर विमेन जो थी काफी अच्छे प्रोफाइल्स तक जा पाई थी, एंड वो दौर ऐसा था जब एक फीमेल को प्रिपेयर होना पड़ता था कि जब भी वो उसकी गाड़ी पटरी से निकलेगी तो चिंगारी उड़ेगी। तो वो दौर था जब उसको अपने को प्रिपेयर करना पड़ता था उस चिंगारी के लिए। बट आज अगर देखें तो इन दिस कमिंग टाइम आई सी कि बहुत यंग, जैसा कि मैम ने बताया कि बहुत यंग स्टेज में ही फीमेल्स भी हर एक फील्ड में उतना ही आगे आ रही हैं, और एज अ पेरेंट भी बहुत सारा एक्सेप्टेंस है। इनफैक्ट अगर हम हमारे बच्चों को भी देखेंगे तो हमारे बच्चे ऑलरेडी दे आर फीलिंग सो प्राउड ऑफ देयर मदर्स and they are standing beside us, supporting us. So that cultural shift is there already, it's there. So in the coming 5 to 6 years, I think many women will be there who will be leading their like streams, because जैसा कि समीर सर ने बोला कि this is very true कि women is already empowered. She is being blessed by having abundance of love. Emotional quotient उनका एक बहुत हाई होता है। आप कभी भी किसी भी कंपनी में जाएंगे तो एक मेल डोमिनेटिंग कंपनी में जाएंगे तो वहाँ का कल्चर आप एक डिफरेंट पाएंगे, और जो एक फीमेल डोमिनेटेड फीमेल अगर मैनेजमेंट में है तो उसका कल्चर आप एक बहुत डिफरेंट तरीके से देखेंगे। वहाँ पे एक टच फेमिनाइन का होगा, वहाँ टच आपका प्यार और लव का होगा, एक केयर का एक डिफरेंट टच आपको वहाँ मिलेगा। तो इन द कमिंग टाइम एग्जैक्टली 5 to 6 years में जो ये कल्चरल शिफ्ट हुआ है, आपके बच्चे, आपके जो लड़के लोग भी हैं, जो मेल है, जो इंडियन मेल है, उनका जो माइंडसेट चेंज हो रहा है, दैट विल मेक अ लॉट ऑफ ईज फॉर फीमेल्स टू कम आउट। ओनली द थिंग इज, जैसा मैम ने बताया, लीजा जी ने, कि थोड़ा सा उनको चिंगारी की जरूरत है। तो थोड़ा सा उनको एक चिंगारी और एक राइट डायरेक्शन की जरूरत है। अगर वो चीज हम लोग अपना जो अभी इस फील्ड में ऑलरेडी आ चुके, अगर हम लोग थोड़ा सा कुछ करें फीमेल्स के लिए, तो वो हम उनकी जो एक पावर प्लस उनके अंदर फैक्टर है उसको हम इनहांस कर सकते हैं। और आजकल बच्चे ऑलरेडी इतने अवेयर हैं, दे आर वेरी क्लियर विद देयर थॉट्स कि उनको क्या करना है। जैसे लाइक मैं डेस्टिनी की वजह से आई, तो मैम ने बोला कि उन्होंने कभी सोचा नहीं था, बट देन ऑल्सो एक सिर्फ एक बातचीत के दौर में एक चीज निकल गई। आज के बच्चों को देखेंगे तो दे आर वेरी क्लियर फ्रॉम द 12th और 11th इटसेल्फ कि वेयर दे हैव टू गो, व्हाट दे हैव टू डू। सो जो हम लोग अभी आईजीबीसी में कर रहे हैं कि स्कूल्स के अंदर ही सस्टेनेबिलिटी के लिए, उनके अंदर एनवायरनमेंट के लिए सेंसिटिविटी क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, तो प्रोबेबली सस्टेनेबिलिटी सेक्टर में भी बच्चों का बहुत इंक्लिनेशन हो रहा है। पहले ऐसा हुआ करता था कि सिविल करने के बाद सब कोई सिर्फ स्ट्रक्चर क्रिएशन की बात सोचता था, बट आज इंजीनियरिंग करने के बाद दे आर लुकिंग सस्टेनेबिलिटी ऑल्सो as a different aspect of their stream of business or their service. So shift is there, and in the coming 5 to 6 hours, we will have ample of females leading their areas and with the very much perfection, because they are blessed with that multitasking. And another is the persistent, because females are blessed, वो कोई भी एक चीज को determination के साथ अगर ठान लेंगी तो उसको वो कोई एक लेवल तक लेकर जाएंगी. They will not sit in between and they will not look back. तो दैट इज आप बोल सकते हैं कुदरती ये एक मिला हुआ है फीमेल को. तो अगर ये सस्टेनेबिलिटी बिजनेस के अंदर जो भी फीमेल्स आती हैं तो डेफिनेटली हम लोग 5 to 6 इयर्स में जो पूरे सोसाइटी को हैंडल करने का तरीका है वो भी हम शायद बहुत कुछ हद तक चेंज कर पाएंगे.
Yes, absolutely. And I think Neetu, what you're saying is that, you know, कहीं ना कहीं कुदरत का टारगेट ऑडियंस अभी मदर्स, विमेन एंड किड्स बन गया है.
सृष्टि की जो अस्तित्व है,
in the target audience.
हाँ,
So
सृष्टि का जो अस्तित्व है, वो नेचर का जो अस्तित्व है सृष्टि का, दैट इज बोलते ना कि वो पार्वती जी को सृष्टि कहा गया है कि शी इज द लाइक, मतलब वहां से ही फीमेल की प्रवृत्ति शुरू हुई है. तो means females are playing a very good role and great role in fact, and they are going to contribute a lot to the society, to the world, and to combating this like climate change aspect also.
yes, absolutely. And Deval, I think you will not agree more to this because the next decade is going to be really important. How do you look at it?
So the thing is that every decade is important. Let's start with that. And different sector or women from different sector have different challenges. So I would like to spend 1 or 2 minutes on how I am looking at this and what I am doing in this to achieve the personal as well as societal goal that I have set it up. So if you look at the construction site, there the woman is working, the female is working, and she has no choice but to work. I have seen women delivering a child and reporting to work back in 2 days. And you know, that's a harsh reality. We don't even go out of our room for 1 month on all religious ground. And here she's delivering it on the site and reporting it in 2 days because it's a question of her survival. Now imagine her daughters, because they don't have any education. All these laborers' kids stay on the site, uh, no access to education, no access to hygiene, no access to that. So when I looked at all these things, and after having 2 kids, I thought it's a massive loss to nation. If you look at it, I said, why can't we do something about it? So we started running a school, which is part of Angarwadi program by government. That actually helped me achieve 2 goals. One is all the small girls on the site who is actually becoming mother to the younger siblings. You know, a 4-year-old girl carrying a 6-month-old baby and roaming on the side so that her mother can work. So she's essentially substituting mother's duty. Here in Anganwadi program, all the kids from age 3 to 13 study together. And the advantage is that when they go to their village, typically during May, they can appear for their exam. And Anganwadi program is a certified program, so they get that access and advantage. At least even if they study till grade 6, 7, they will get some vocational training in future and can lead a better life. So this is a small contribution that I'm doing. I don't know what result it will come in years to come, but somehow I feel that a small girls roaming on the side doing nothing will get some benefit and will contribute post 10 years some positive way in the society, not just being a laborer on the site once again and coming into the rut of this whole thing. Second aspect, if we look at the another segment, like a fortunate segment where we all belong to. Here, women is very clear. We as parents, because I have a teenager girl, and I never restrict her that you are a girl, so you don't do it, you can't do this. And you yourself, I mean, all the panelists are leading by their own example that they could achieve so much. Now, coming to the professional aspect of mine. So, when we launched Credai Women's Wing, a lot of time I've been questioned that what is your goal? And I was very that I want to emphasize two things. That real estate, even though on the face of it, it looks it's a male-dominated sector, there are a lot of softer aspects involved in the sector. Like finance, marketing, legal, even designing. I see a lot of architects in the audience, interior. Women, if any builder who has probably 2 daughters and have decided कि अब मेरा धंधा आगे नहीं जाएगा because I have 2 daughters, I at least want to give them some message कि even if you have 2 daughters, there are all chances to make your business grow further. There are a lot of software aspect which a women can handle it so much better because they understand it. Like in a home buying process, I see a female playing a very, very important role because they know the family lifestyle, they can understand ventilation, they understand health and hygiene, safety parameters, they understand so much about the project. So I said it is possible. And on a personal front, if someone asked me, I believe that if any daughter or daughter-in-law from the current builder's family, if she joins the business, even 3, 4 or small numbers like 5, I would be very happy. I believe that it would be a big change that will coming along the way, and it will bring a lot of balancing in the real estate sector.
Absolutely. And I can see that there is Dalit Chatwal and Swati Khedekar. They are really enjoying this panel discussion, and they also feel that behind every successful woman, there is a man behind us. And there is no denying. Today, on this day, we have to announce that, yes, we agree to this. And I think moving on. Yeah.
Funny if I can correct. So not only there is a man, but there is a whole line of women standing behind you. I mean, very, very powerful. Your best friend, your mother, your mother-in-law, even your maids. All these things, they should be recognized today, because other than your very supportive husband, father, and father-in-law, there is a series. I mean, I would say a line of women who will support you to be very, very successful.
Absolutely, and no better day than today to acknowledge the contribution. Yes, the contribution they are making to our lives. And Lisa, I think you are working with a bunch of leaders, green leaders for tomorrow, and I'm sure you can see a future in the next decade for the children that you are grooming. So, what are your thoughts on the way we are going forward?
I think in cities, metro cities, things are going on very well. Gender equality जैसी तो कोई चीज रही नहीं है, मतलब everything is like common. But अभी भी rural areas में, yes, we need to work on them. अगर हमें 5 to 10 years में GDP में impact लाना है, see right now also GDP में women का part बहुत बड़ा है, but that is invisible. Because जो भी काम अभी जो women कर रही है, जैसे अभी I think दिलीप जी ने जो बोला कि men's are behind all successful women, so those men and women are two ways of they have to go together. But यहाँ पे अगर हम लोग women को कहीं पे काम करने में अटकाएंगे नहीं, कहीं पे हर एक जगह पे support में ला देंगे, तो things will go very very quickly in a very good manner. तो मैं जो GDP की बात कर रही हूँ, विमन ही है जो मल्टी मिलियनर बिजनेसमैन की माता है, वही है जो उनकी वाइफ है, वही है जो उनकी डॉटर है. सो कहीं ना कहीं GDP में इनडायरेक्ट रोल बहुत बड़ा है. अब धीरे धीरे से वो फोर फ्रंट में आ रही है और अभी एक्टिव रोल बजा रही है. अभी तक भी जो चीजें अगर उन लोगों को सपोर्ट नहीं होता विमेन का, तो वो लोग जो भी अभी जो लेवल पे पहुंचे वो शायद नहीं पहुंच सकते. तो हर एक जगह पे अभी विमेन फोर फ्रंट पे आ रही है इन मेट्रो सिटीज. Like they were told, I agree to it कि construction site पे बहुत सारा the way she was explaining कि जो वर्कर्स के लिए, जो उनके बच्चों के लिए जो हो रहा है प्रॉब्लम, उनकी लेडीज जो है वो इमीडिएटली काम पे आ जाना पड़ता है डिलीवरी के बाद. I have also experienced the same thing. When in 1999 I have started a school, after 2 years or after a year my husband told, why don't you come on site and see how things are going on and what you can do on that. So when I went there, I saw that it was really really scary scene कि बच्चे इतने unhygienic risky environment में रहते, जहाँ पे हम अपने घर में बच्चों को छोटी छोटी चीजों पे रोकते. तो where we have also started similar thing before those years, like I think 20 years before, and we have inspired a lot of other builders also to and supported also कि हमें सिर्फ एक जगह दे दो, पतरा लगा दो, स्कूल हम चला लेंगे. What we have observed there, जो भी बच्चे थे, लड़कियां अपनी गोदी में, शी राइटली टोल्ड, लड़कियां 2-2 महीने के बच्चों को लेके 10 साल की सिस्टर है, 5 साल की सिस्टर है, वो बैठती थी, पढ़ती थी. बट their understanding level is so high, their learning capacity is so high कि बच्चे विदिन 2-3-4 मंथ्स तो एकदम अच्छे से लिख पढ़ना शुरू कर सकते हैं. तो सी पोटेंशियल हर एक में है, भले वो गांव में रहता है, भले वो सिटी में रहते हैं. हमारे जैसी स्कूल्स जो है वो तो वैसे भी लड़कियों को कहीं पे फील भी नहीं होने देती है कि यू आर अ डिफरेंट वन देन बॉयज. दे आर इक्वली सेम इन ऑल स्पोर्ट्स ग्राउंड. देखो, पढ़ाई में देखो, कोई एक्टिविटी में देखो. बट एट village level also, I think these all women organizations, they are taking a very good care, and slowly वो upliftment भी बहुत अच्छे से आ रहा है. So I can see within 5-10 years बहुत सारा ही equal आ जाएगा. जैसे हम education industry में देखें तो last to last year का अगर हम government का टीचिंग फील्ड में अगर हम उनका अपॉइंटमेंट देखें तो that was not men's were 50% above and female were less. Now this recent ratio जो है वो equal के नजदीक आ गया है. So within 5-10 years I think कोई फील्ड में तो majoritarily women आ जाएगी, because see after giving exposure men also realized maybe कि women में बहुत सारी ऐसी capacities और ऐसी qualities है जो हर एक ऑफिसेज में हर एक जगह पे चाहिए. Everyone has everyone has different kind of qualities. So उसकी अभी धीरे धीरे से रिकग्नाइज्ड हो रहा है. अनदर गुड थिंग हैपनिंग इज, जैसे जो भी हम लोग वर्किंग हो गए, हमारी बेटियां जो है वो सब देखते हैं, दे आर नाउ वी आर रोल मॉडल्स. बेसिकली all of us who are working right now, those are role models for their younger children, their daughters, their surrounding, all are looking at them. So inspiration is also going on very nicely. So I think बहुत ही no gender problem आएगा. And I think ये जो men's wing, women's wing बन रही है ना, वो भी बंद हो जाएगा. Within next 5-10 years, all wings will be the same wing.
That was great. That was a nice. Yeah. This will actually wipe out this gender equality thing altogether when there is one common wing.
एंड जैसा कि लीजा जी ने बोला कि जेंडर इक्वालिटी हो, बिकॉज हमारे जो बच्चे अभी हम लोगों को रिस्पेक्ट कर रहे हैं, रोल मॉडल समझ रहे हैं, देख रहे हैं, तो मेन जो मेल्स की मेंटेलिटी में शिफ्ट आ रहा है ना, दैट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड दैट वाज रिक्वायर्ड. So
absolutely. And so moving on to this sustainability space, climate change, climate mitigation, climate action, all these words are very common to use. Even children know what it means. So my question to Devna and Kamini is that resource management is something which is so naturally adapted by women from their early days. And we heard examples of it. So how do you see women engagement in managing our precious natural resources, in sectors like water, energy, forestry? And secondly, how can it further enhance, the general good of the community when women get engaged with resource management? Devna, you want to take it first?
Yes, Pani. So to that, I would like to first start by saying that I would call women as not home housewives, but home managers, because they are managing very important aspects of any working place, like logistics, finance, and most importantly, people. So they are learning those skills even while they are working at home. So these skills are inherently there due to our culture, the place where we are living. The management of these resources, skills, and multitasking ability is inherently there in women in India. So I think to work in these sectors of resource conservations, I think we just need to sharpen those skills. I think just having those skills doesn't help that much, but we just need to strengthen those skills, sharpen those abilities, and just go on to take up the leadership skills to prove that we can handle that well as well.
Right. Kamini? You'll have to unmute yourself.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. To add on to what Devna said correctly, that yes, they are natural managers, resource, not only the natural resource, but also the human resources, which is very well managed by women. Yesterday only, I was just reading something and just found that the woman is a better manager at a top level, worldwide, which increases the profitability of a company also. Coming back to our topic of environment, I would say it's a natural instinct. One is there. With that, we also need to give certain policies or certain law which can be enforced so that this is taken care of. Few things I would like to share what we follow at our company back is our entire electricity, it's a solar, solar power. So we have 1.5 mega watt ka solar power put up, which take care of our day solar electricity consumption. We also are looking for a wind energy as an alternative for our night electricity requirement. The building is built with double wall, the solar glass. Also, all the water which we have would be will go back, like rainwater harvesting is what we have adapted. The total plot area, if you see, is something around 8 acres, which is a huge. So all the water goes down the soil, right? So if things like this comes up and the policy is being made in such a way that all the buildings or all whatever is being constructed in future should follow certain norms like rainwater. These are two things which I want to do. One, how to stop at the source, which will be taken care by the house maker or house manager, what was rightly said. So people need to be educated. Knowledge plays very important role, because knowledge nahi hoga, so they will not work at saving water. Nal pura hi khulta hai. However successful and corporate we are, house is at home, back home. So the rural area also needs to be educated on that. So knowledge nahi hoga to save the resources, whether it is water or energy or anything, that is important. So at two level, one at a corporate level where we can do a policy change, two at an individual level where we need to impart knowledge of why to do that. That is what I think.
Yes, absolutely. And this next question is going to be my favorite question to Neetuji and Deval. See, all of us know that construction sector is predominantly led by men. So what changes at the policy level do you think should be made, and what new opportunities can be created to engage more women in this sector? Deval?
I think there is not such policy which is needed, because how can you change anything in the policy? It's very difficult, I mean, to generalize as far as the policy aspect is concerned. But as I mentioned earlier also, that if we say that, the more the software aspect gets promoted in the real estate, and more and more digitalization takes place, it becomes easier. Like land acquisition was always very tough, and that's why man always used to be there, hunt for the land and other thing, because the legal aspect is also very, very complicated when you're acquiring a land. I personally feel with the advent of blockchain and digitalization, uh, probably take a decade down the line, if land acquisition becomes little easier, I think more and more women should be part of it. That's probably the only thing I can look at it right now. But policy changes, I don't think so is required.
So is there enough participation of women in the decision making that happens at the policy level?
I mean, if you're talking about government policy, I don't know what, I mean, how can we change the policy to have more and more women? Uh, in fact, law prohibits certain things. Like law doesn't allow women to work after general shift. Now, if I'm doing a slab casting can start at 6 in the morning, can go up to 10 at night. And we expect engineers to be there. for the entire duration. So, so probably we need to have a mixed bag in that after 10, 15 years when we are more open to have women when the slab casting is going on. But I think they can start at the design aspect, marketing aspect, HR aspect, admin, legal. I mean, there are a lot of aspects, and if we promote that, I guess we can encourage more women participation to start with.
Neetuji, since you are the co-chair at Vadodara chapter, so do you think there is enough participation when it comes to women, asked to participate in the policy making process in the construction sector?
Baroda being a very small city, I have not seen much participation of females into the policy making sector. But yes, like being a green building material person, it can be encouraging if like in companies now it has become that this percentage of purchase should be from MSMEs. So if certain thing is there, that can be beneficial to encourage more women entrepreneurs. But in construction segments, especially, like I think what Deval said, that is true, that the working hours flexibility can be there to the females also, that can help. Otherwise, if I see as a manufacturer, if percentage of purchase can be from the female entrepreneurs can be given the benefit, so that can be a different area wherein we can work something.
Yeah. Devna, this is my question to you and Lisa, that until 20-30 years ago, economic activities...
say something.
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Raising hand.
Funny, did you say, could I ask a question to, actually I have a comment to make.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I think I totally agree with what Deval has said, and said that I don't think we really need a policy for encouraging participation by women. What the real estate industry really needs is a whole new sensitivity, which I think has been missing in the way we have conducted our business. The fact that it has been a male-dominated business, we have carried the business on in a certain chauvinistic, almost a male chauvinistic kind of way, and which I think really needs to change. The faith that the customer needs to have can be totally restored if there's a woman dealing with him rather than the man dealing with him. And I don't know do we really need to encourage? I mean, look at every state government. There are women officers who are changing policies. The urban development ministry, the municipal corporations, the panchayat level, gram panchayat level, mamlatdar, TDO, DDO, everywhere you will see women participation. There is women reservation for elections, which I feel is correct. But beyond that, I really don't think we should have any kind of reservation for women in the corporate world. They are capable of doing what they want to do on their own merit without any kind of patronage. I believe that if they come up the way they have, if each of these women who are here, whether it is Deval or Devin or Lisa or Funny, they've all done it entirely without any kind of reservation from anybody. And that is the really true way to respect merit and give it a platform where they need to do well. So I don't know if we really need reservation. And the minute we start having that, Neetu mentioned that there should be policy to buy materials from a women entrepreneur. It's a great idea, but I don't know whether it'll give it the merit that it needs. If it's a great product, how does it matter who makes it, right? And I think if the product gets accepted and then somebody finds out that it is being made by a woman, then we have done the job. Then it becomes more acceptable. So I think that is important. But I think that the real estate industry, if we have 100 more of these panelists participating in that, if the education industry has 100 more women educators, if the corporate world has 100 more women CEOs, look at the top CEOs in the world. There are women CEOs all over. So I don't think we really need a platform or an encouragement but what we really need to do is to celebrate what we have. Which is what we are doing today. It is to honor that contribution that each one of you is making, So rather than making I just thought it was important for me to mention that that IGBC, CII, or any of us don't believe that we should have a separate platform or a policy for this, but we want to celebrate the fact that all of you are doing so well, and we want to honor that. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
I would want to say something, because by policy, what I actually meant was not on policy where a woman gets an employment. Rather than policy, the correct word would have been there are rules which encourages people to build green building, which encourages society to do rainwater harvesting, is what actually I meant. And I think it's going in a very different way, where if we, without having a green building certification, if we can construct a building where the water and the energy is being utilized in a best possible way, why not all the buildings, and why not such kind of rules which are implemented by the government, that every new building or every new society which is being built has to have a rainwater harvesting, should have things like that, is what I had actually meant, and I think it triggered in a wrong way. So I just wanted to clarify that. And yes, I do agree. Women don't require any policy to join any organization. They are empowered, themselves.
But यहाँ की policy को कुछ मतलब benefit लेना भी इतना आसान नहीं है. It's better like to do it on yourself than to take any advantage from anyone.
Yeah, and hopefully, in a room of people, we will be able to see equal number of male developers and equal number of female developers in future, who are going to influence the way the government will draft the policies, and that's the kind of influence that a woman can play in a sustainable tomorrow. And I'm happy that we're all on the same page towards the end of this particular question. I want to move on to my next question, which is to Lisa and to Devna, which is that, normally in schools and colleges, for students, we see that there is gender equality. I mean, all the rules are same for both boys and girls, and they are treated equally. So according to you, where is the gap coming from? I mean, is it in the lifestyle or in the society's mindset, because of which, men tend to be getting more opportunity? So my question to you is, what changes you feel are required in our education system as a whole to change this kind of a mindset in people? Lisa?
Yeah. I think education system is going on very well. उसमें कोई change लाने की जरूरत अभी जो overall changes लाते हैं, जो 21st century को लेके जो जरूरत पड़ रही है वो change ला रहे हैं, अलग बात है. बाकी equality already is there. So change लाने की जरूरत है जो हर एक के family में, हर एक के surrounding में है. Because बच्चे जब तक पढ़ते हैं, see practically what is happening, आजकल सभी को अपनी बेटियों को बहुत अच्छा ही पढ़ाना है, बहुत अच्छे लेवल पे जाना है, कभी भी कोई चीज में कहीं रुकाव नहीं आता है. उनको इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटीज फैमिली से मिल रहे. एटलीस्ट मैं मेट्रो सिटीज में बोल रही हूँ, अभी भी विलेजेस की बात थोड़ी अलग है, बिकॉज वहाँ की नीड थोड़ी अलग है. अभी अगर हम मेट्रो सिटीज और मेट्रो सिटी की स्कूल्स को देखें तो वहाँ पे जितनी भी बेटियां पढ़ रही है वो सब उनको अपॉर्चुनिटी इक्वल मिलेगी, ऐसा पेरेंट ने बिलीव किया हुआ है. What I would suggest is, एक तो I think अभी जो बात हो रही थी कि इन्होंने सेप्ट में जैसे उनको वो बेबी क्रश जैसा मिल गया तो उन्होंने छोटी बच्ची के साथ काम करना शुरू कर दिया. सो अगर हम सब कॉर्पोरेट्स वाले, सी फीमेल का एक गैप आता ही है, छोटा सा आता है या बड़ा आता है, कोई 3 महीने का लेगा, कोई 3 साल का लेगा. हर एक फीमेल की लाइफ में 1 या 2 ब्रेक आएंगे. वो ब्रेक को अगर कॉर्पोरेट हैंडल कर लेता है बहुत अच्छे से फैसिलिटेट करके, तो भी बहुत सारे लड़कियां जो पढ़ के आगे आ रही है, जिन्होंने अच्छा विजन से पढ़ा है, वो आगे वापस आके काम करना शुरू कर देगी. अब यहाँ पे फैमिली वालों को समझने की जरूरत है, इतनी सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज है. एज आई थिंक देवल ऑल्सो मेंशन कि अगर 24 आवर का है तो ऑन साइट का काम है वो प्रीफर नहीं करके अगर वो बैक एंड ऑफिस का काम प्रीफर करते हैं, कोई ऐसे काम प्रीफर करते हैं जहाँ पे थोड़ा सी लास्ट 2 years में वी हैव अंडरस्टूड द पावर ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी. सो ऐसी फील्ड लेते हैं कि जहाँ पे आपको फैमिली इमरजेंसीज का भी ध्यान रख सकते हो और आपकी फील्ड को भी कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं कर सकते हो। अगर आपको पता ही है कि आपके सराउंडिंग में, आपके कम्युनिटी में क्या रिस्ट्रिक्शंस आते हैं, सबसे बड़ी गलती जो हो रही है वो बहुत ज्यादा ही, अगर जो पेरेंट्स को पता है कि मेरी बेटी शादी के बाद एक्सपोजर नहीं मिलने वाला है, उसको अभी सब कुछ दे दो, बहुत ज्यादा दे दो, and that is the biggest mistake which parents are doing, because उसको जो हद में जो डिप्रेशन आता है आफ्टर मैरिज, कि जिसको रियलाइज ही नहीं होता है कि ये तो लाइफ ही नहीं है, मतलब दिस इज समथिंग वेरी वेरी डिफरेंट व्हाट वी हैव अंडरस्टूड। उसके बदले में ऐसा बोल रही हूँ कि वो रियलिटी को ध्यान में रखते हुए कैरियर सिलेक्ट करते वक्त जस्ट ध्यान रखे तो थिंग्स विल बी वेरी वेरी डिफरेंट। बच्चों को नहीं समझ में आता है तो उनको थोड़ा हमें कंडीशन की बताना पड़ेगा कि बेटा यहाँ पे ऐसा होता है, यहाँ पे जहाँ पे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, जहाँ पे कोई रिस्ट्रिक्शंस नहीं आने वाले, वहां पे नो डाउट व्हाट एवर फील्ड दे टेक अप, लेट देम टेक अप। बट कभी हाई एम्बिशन में आके ऐसी फील्ड ले लेंगे अगर बच्चे, तो आगे जाके पूरा पूरा ब्रेक आ जाएगा। सो आई वुड सजेस्ट कि गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसीज या जो भी स्कूलिंग में चल रहा है, एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग वेरी वेल, बट जो सराउंडिंग में चल रहा है उसमें हमें थोड़ा बदलाव लाना है। जैसे आई थिंक Shweta is writing here that she's an architect and she has taken up a break and she is right now little disturbed। पर देखो लेडीज को मैं हर वक्त बोलती हूँ आई एम प्राउड टू बी अ वुमन। मुझे भगवान ने हक दिया है कि मैं बेटे को, मतलब बच्चों को जन्म दूं, मैं उनको अच्छे से रखूं, फैमिली का भी ध्यान रखूं। सो वी नेवर से कि आपको ये सब चीजें छोड़ के बाकी बस सिर्फ बिजनेस 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 करना है। सी यू कैन डू एवरीथिंग वेल, दैट इज व्हाट वी आर ऑलवेज are a good multitasker and a manager, so we can manage everything well। only thing is reality को समझते हुए फील्ड ऐसी सिलेक्ट करें, और जो कॉर्पोरेट है वो फैसिलिटीज ऐसी दे। बिलीव मी, अगर कॉर्पोरेट को फीमेल को वो 4-6 महीना या 8 महीना जो भी सपोर्ट देना है वो देंगे, तो उनको लाइफ लॉन्ग एक अच्छी एम्प्लॉय मिल जाएगी। तो वो बस वो शॉर्ट टर्म की जो सपोर्ट सिस्टम है वो सराउंडिंग में क्रिएट करनी है। दैट इज व्हाट आई वुड लाइक टू से। थैंक यू। And sorry, to Swati, she can start part-time work. She can start from home something. Why to dream for, startup things with full capacity? Start slowly and then, go to full capacity whenever time permits. So never get, वही मैं बोल रही हूँ, ड्रीम देखने में मतलब हल्का ऊपर नीचे करना पड़ता है, स्लो डाउन हो जाओ, वापस से स्पीड पकड़ो। So that thing you need to do. अच्छा, because of this, what I have given suggestion to Swati, I also had similar thing when I was in before I think 13 years when I had 2 children, और उस टाइम पे हमारा प्री स्कूल जो है बहुत फास्ट मूव हो रहा था। So it was like people were asking for franchises and it was very fast moving preschool। उस टाइम पे हमने एक कॉल लिया कि भाई वो उस टाइम पे थोड़ी फैमिली रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, बच्चों की भी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी को रखना था। मुझे कभी भी ऐसा नहीं बनना था कि हाउस वाइफ की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं लूं और सीधा वर्किंग करूं। सो हमने हॉरिजॉन्टल ग्रोथ को अटका के वर्टिकल ग्रोथ चालू किया। सो दैट स्टार्टेड एडिंग ग्रेड्स 1 2 3 4 करके, तो बच्चों के साथ धीरे धीरे से स्कूल भी एक्सपांड होती गई। आज मेरा बेटा भी 12th पास कर गया, मैंने भी अपने स्कूल में 12th कंप्लीट करवा लिया और अभी हम कैम्ब्रिज की परमिशन भी लेके गए। सो स्पीड को अप डाउन कर रहे हैं। माय सजेशन इज टू यंग जनरेशन, स्पीड को थोड़ा अप डाउन करना पड़ेगा, नेवर टेक अ ब्रेक। बट नाउ as I told, COVID ने बहुत सिखा दिया है, so you have lot of opportunities now, so grab that opportunity। Thank you।
Absolutely, I'm sure Swati is very happy with what Lisa has shared with her. And before we go on to our concluding remarks on how to empower women for a sustainable tomorrow, because it seems the whole panel agrees that we need to empower women, but how is the main question. So before we go to that, I just wanted to know if Devna also agrees with Lisa on this matter of what is the real problem with the mindset in the society, because you are dealing with college students at SEPT. So is it different or is it similar to what Lisa has said?
Yes, I would like to talk on the similar lines, but if you said that 20-30 years back, which was the situation, like at that time, there was a gap between how the girls and the boys were in school. Right from talking about the uniform, the girls wore salwar kameez at school, especially in down south. Now you see in the current schools, both girls and boys wear the same uniform. The kind of sports they played, back 20 years. Now you can see all the girls playing crickets, footballs, volleyball, all the sports are like, all the students can play all the sports. So now there's no gap between the education at the school level, which is happening. But it was there 20 years, 30 years back. But even in those times, we have seen proven examples of women making their position out of those circumstances also. Like ISHRE is conducting a series called Dare to Dream series, where we call women achievers who have achieved something in the non-conventional fields. And we have had women who have who was the first firefighter in the industry, Nishi Vasudevan, who was the chairman and director of HPCL. So all of them have shared their stories, which is so inspiring in spite of the circumstances not so much in favor of them. Now talking about the current situation, it's quite in favor and equal for girls and boys both. Only thing I feel that in our times, we didn't have much vision of what kind of career opportunities are there in the fields. Mostly we knew about engineering, medicals, and all those conventional professional fields. But now there are hundreds of other opportunities which students are not aware at the school level. So if that is something which can be included in the curriculum, just making them aware of what all opportunities exist and where women or girls have equal opportunities to take up those career paths, then it would really help.
Absolutely, Devna. And I request the audience to put up their questions. We'll take them up after the concluding remarks. Deval, any last 2-3 liners for the answer to how to empower women for a sustainable tomorrow?
See, I think all the panelists would agree with me that in the entire session we talked about being a role model to the daughters and all. But I think subconsciously we should believe that we are also the role model for our sons. And when they see us struggling and juggling and managing them, and because right now this generation is in a transitory phase where we have see, I'm respecting Lisa's decision that she decided that she never want to leave the responsibility of a housewife, and she wanted to do that. But I personally feel that going forward, if someone wants to achieve, because men and women, as Devna pointed out, there is no educational difference, uniform difference, sport difference, then it has to be understood that uh, where a woman is making a stride in the corporate world has to, I mean, very well supported by the husband. So probably you have to also mold your son in a way to accept. I think a son's mother has a larger responsibility in coming years to play, because right now corporate world is accepting women to perform as if they have no kids, and house is expected to perform them as if they have no work. Now it is impossible. I mean, how do you balance that? It is impossible. So somewhere down the line, as I said, you need mother-in-law, mother, maids, everyone to support your one career. But if just one person, I mean, if your husband stands by you, then a lot of problems get solved, because what you can tell your husband is something very, very different than you expect from other things. So uh, I guess that is my take, and I expect my son to be that way. So I think I'm preparing him, and I would see some result in 15 years, at least from my house.
Absolutely, and we need to be role models to emulate for them, and practice before we preach them. So absolutely taken. The point is very well taken. Neetu, your last thoughts?
Yeah, actually, I agree with Deval. This is what we have to train our family and our children also, because they are looking at us and they are understanding what exactly the issues we are facing. And because of the mentality, the traditional and conventional mentality our in-laws or our husbands are having, and facing those problems, exactly now they are understanding, and they in a way we are training them that how they have to deal and how they have to shift their mentality. Because see, it happens like, yes, we can go slow, but it is always there are some age or like the dreams and the capacity and the capability is there, the enthusiasm is there. So like we cannot like push back that enthusiasm and can wait for the right time to come and then act. Till that time, like that passion, that enthusiasm stays or not, that is also yes, family, we have to keep our family also together, but that is you can say कि दोनों को साथ साथ में बैलेंस करके कैसे चलना है, उसके लिए like we have to take out tricks and all. We have to train our children, we have to communicate to them, we have to make them as our team member. Because normally ऐसा होता है कि हम अपनी फैमिली में टीम बनाना भूल जाते हैं. मतलब हम लोगों को ये पता होता है कि हमारे एम्प्लॉइज हैं, हमको टीम बनाना है, कंपनी में बनाना है, बट फैमिली की एक हमको टीम बनानी है, वो हम skip जाते हैं. तो वो सारा चीज याद रखिए. बट अपना जो करियर है और अपने जो थॉट्स हैं उसको एक प्लेस दिलवाना राइट टाइम पे भी जरूरी है.
Yes, absolutely. Lisa? You'll have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, sorry. As I mentioned in the beginning, opportunity aati hai, grab karni hai. So this is the message to all women ki usko miss nahi kare. And one thing what I told, I think I need to clarify it a little more. जो वर्टिकल ग्रोथ से हॉरिजॉन्टल ग्रोथ से वर्टिकल ग्रोथ की मैंने बात की, स्पीड को अप एंड डाउन करने की बात थी. सी फैमिली अंडरस्टैंड करता है, स्पेशली मेरे तो 2 बेटे हैं, दोनों मुझे कंटिन्यूअसली ऑब्जर्व करते हैं, कंटिन्यूअसली दे बिलीव एंड आई थिंक they have high regards for me, they understand what I'm doing, they support in whatever I'm doing as other family members. बट कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि उस टाइम पे आपको कोई कोर्सेज करना है, आपको अगर मैंने हॉरिजॉन्टल ग्रोथ नहीं किया होता उस टाइम पे मैं वर्टिकल में रह जाती, तो शायद आज मैं जो K-12 स्कूल कर रही उसके बदले मैं शायद प्री स्कूल की चेंज में रह जाती. So sometimes it can go very well as well, but only thing is it should be thought proof. मैं ऐसा नहीं बोल रही कि गैप लेके बीच में ऐसा कोई आपका एक्साइटमेंट लेवल को कम करो, बट वो बैलेंस करना पड़ेगा आपके आवर्स, वर्किंग आवर्स ऑन फील्ड, वर्किंग आवर्स एट होम, उसको आपको बैलेंस करते हुए. और बहुत अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटीज और बहुत अच्छे ऑप्शंस होते ही है जिसमें ग्रोथ कहीं नहीं अटकेगा, जस्ट लिटिल वे ऑफ थिंकिंग चेंज करना होगा. सो आई होप everyone will grab opportunity and utilize that opportunity. Yeah. And another thing is females are the ones जो UN ने इस बार गोल डिसाइड किया है, मतलब जो स्लोगन दिया हुआ है इस बार, वो सस्टेनेबल बनाने का काम भी वुमेन के हाथ में है. बहुत सारा चीजें अर्बन में भी और रूरल में भी अगर वो भी अवेयरनेस हम क्रिएट करेंगे तो हम मैक्सिमम जो ग्लोबल वार्मिंग है उसको अटकाने में पार्ट बन पाएंगे. Thank you IGBC and thank you everyone for giving this platform.
Absolutely, Lisa. Kamini?
Hi, I would say that more than empowering women, what I understand about empowering is making your own decisions. If you can take your own decision, whether it is a homemaker or a construction site worker or at a very top position, making your own decision is more empowering than somebody else empowering us. With that, knowledge is equally important. Take your own decision, whether you want to work, whether you want to raise your child, it should be your decision and you should be happy about it. That is one thing which I would like to conclude on. And that's it from my side.
Thank you, Kamini. Devna?
Yeah, so I think we've come a long way from talking about, competing with men or proving ourselves. So I think the current conditions are very favorable, very much in support of women through the government, through the supportive societies, the ISHRE society, IGBC platforms. All these things have a very good environment for women to grow. Women just needs to pick up those opportunities, being aware of what all opportunities exist for them, take up those opportunities with confidence, with a positive mindset, and just lead at all these fronts. Only thing, and there's a lot of support at the organizational levels also in terms of gender parity missions, crash availability. All these things just helps to women give a little bit of more mental support that they require as compared to men at workplace. So all these things do exist. Women just needs to just step up and take them up and take the leadership positions. So thank you, Fanny, and thank you, IGBC, for having me on this platform.
Thank you, Devna, for representing Ishri Ahmedabad. Samir bhai, you have any concluding remarks to make after listening to all of us?
Thoroughly enjoyed this session, and I think I'm really privileged that I'm the only male panelist on this wonderful August forum. So I'm really privileged for that. Thank you for making that. But that is also my biggest comment that I want to make, that I wish we had more male panelists or more male attendees on this platform, because I think the lessons that needs to be learned are by the men and not by the women. And like they will said, I wish the husbands and the sons are more sensitive to creating, or at least allowing to create, the environment where women can flourish. And I think it's the simple things like, if we are making a disabled friendly world, why can't we make women friendly world? I mean, that's so much easier to do, right? And that should be the law. I don't think there should be a effort to have a crash in a workplace, or have flexible working hours for women who need that, or those kind of things. I think those should be the norm. But because we are talking about sustainability, I do have one suggestion for everybody, because you are all extremely influential people, not only in business, because you also have this unique privilege of being homemakers and influencing the culture in the family. And that is my request to you, is that because you are already committed to sustainability, please pick one cause that you feel. I have been attending sustainability conferences for the last 20 years, and I can tell you there is no one big idea that will change the world. So we have to pick small things, like some of you have mentioned: garbage recycling, water conservation, rainwater harvesting. These are small ideas. But if we do not do any of these now, it will be too late. And the onus is on you, because you will influence the next generation. That you will influence the home. You will influence the culture at home. And if I think we are very, very fortunate that the next generation is already very sensitive to sustainability. They're far more sustainable than we were when we were growing up. But I think we need to make that a lifestyle choice. Sustainability is about lifestyle. It is not about the government doing something for us. So I was recently in one of the seminars, I said that in our lifetime, when I was growing up, my father bought a car in 1962. He drove the same car for the family of 5 for 35 years. And since I started working, I must have changed a dozen cars. And we are suddenly now consuming things which are meant to be durables. We change washing machines and fridges and air conditioners every so many years. Those are meant to last, but we throw them away, and that goes into a landfill eventually. And eventually it causes a problem which we cannot solve for us. So I think if we can imbibe that culture into our households, where we change our lifestyle to make it more sustainable, we waste less, we consume less, then that is the onus. And I think one more pet peeve I have is this whole idea of fast fashion, which I feel I'm making a request to all the women, because you are a little more responsible for promoting fast fashion than men are. That fast fashion actually causes more greenhouse impact than all other industries put together, all the airline industry, the hospitality industry. So fast fashion is a big culprit. We used to have 4 seasons. Now we have 52 seasons a year. Zara comes out with a line every week. We need to change that. I think that is a big problem. So that is a specific request, because I feel you can influence that. So with that, that's all I have. And wonderful job, Fanny. Thank you to Himanshu and IGBC for creating this platform, for giving this opportunity, and thank you for Ishre to support this, and for Jito Women's Wing and Kadai Women's Wing for supporting this. Thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you, Mr. Sinha. Actually, I can't see any questions right here, so we're going to end this panel discussion here. And I want to personally thank each one of you for making time to be with us, and a lot of take-homes, a lot of nice terms to remember for all of us as well. Thank you very much all of you who have joined on YouTube as well as WebEx for joining on this interesting panel discussion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you, everyone.